Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying productive? At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, has been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. Trello keeps everyone on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges, and Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and fun. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-hosts Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you? Population Jew. I mean Moshe Kasher. Welcome to the show. Can I tell you how fun it was to be on your podcast that we did live at UCB with the craziest story I've ever... That was wild. Was it Hound Tall?
It's called Hound Tall, yeah. It's sort of like a TED Talk meets Mystery Science Theater.
You had a guy tell, and I'm just gonna. I don't want to give the full story. You
go back and listen to our episode
of
with
it.
Ron Funches and
who was the guy's name who did I forget his
Australian
comic
Monty Franklin.
Monty Franklin, who was kidnapped
twice
in Mexico.
The funny part was that he was so Australian, he was kind of complicit in his own kidnapping.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, you deserve this.
He threw away most of the details in that, like it was just a night of party.
So I walked
mate.
for 29 miles, and you're like, what the fuck?
Then there was the best part was when it goes, and then there was a man with a white suit. And
That's all we're going to say.
Yeah.
Now listen that episode.
You want to hear it? Listen to it.
Well, Moshe Kasher is with us. He is one of our favorite people to pierce the dumb bubble that is happening in the world right now.
We'll promote his stuff, what he has going on.
We'll talk about it later, but we got dumbness to get into right now. Daniel Van Kirk, what do we got?
We have a story sent in by Save the Muck Dogs at Jake Groney. Has some sort of muck dog situation that he's trying to save.
Grony.
Couple, here's the headline. Couple got engaged at Walmart hours after staging robbery.
Oh,
that's
there's something sweet. Isn't there like something nice about it?
By the way, there is like a ride or die like attitude with those two people
Scene of
with
the
each other.
crime.
Like
It's kind of a Bonnie and Clyde, but on a much, much lower scale.
Yeah. Burke County, North
It's like
Carolina.
a roll back the prices on a Bonnie and Clyde.
Well, if they're at a Walmart, the chances are it's a shotgun wedding. She's probably pregnant or
And they
has
stole
the
a
children
shotgun.
and they
already.
stole a shotgun.
And ammo.
This comes from WSOCTV.com. Okay. Authorities said a clerk and her fiance.
Yeah.
You know she was like,
Inside
put
job.
fiance, motherfucker. Put fiance. Because we're engaged now. Have been
I'm
charged.
not just the mother of his kids
have been charged after they planned
Anymore.
and carried out an armed robbery at the Morganton convenience store where the woman worked. Surveillance video shows a man armed with an ornamental sword already. She's saying, make sure you put fiance. He's saying, make sure it says ornamental.
sword. Babe, look at the ornament. You see what that is? That ornament? That's a diamond. Well, it's not. That's a cubic zirconia.
Babe.
crusted babe.
Can't tell. You only know because I told you.
Babe, this isn't just a regular sword. There's some serious ornament to it.
Right.
You know it's so ornamental he hung it on his Christmas tree.
Yes,
For sure.
You don't think these are Jews? I'm just kidding.
Surveillance video shows a man armed with an ornamental sword robbing Big Daddy's Minute Mart. That is the name of it. That's asking you to get robbed.
Wow.
Big Daddy's Minute Mart. And you know how they spell it? M-I-N-I-T. That's Minute.
Minute Mart.
Minute Mart.
Big Daddy. Big Daddy would be. Actually, you know that he went in earlier to case the joint, and he asked Big Daddy for permission to.
Is it Big Daddy Kane?
Yeah,
By the way,
Big Daddy Kane's
how do we
Minute
know
Mart.
that this isn't a full? I'm just going to suggest a store. Please, just stay with me.
I love when
Big-
someone tells you their joke's going to take a minute.
Big Daddy's Canes, and it's just a store that sells ornamental canes,
Okay.
like really special, like pimp canes, with
Sure.
like goblets that are attached to the
like
top,
that.
and it's owned by Big Daddy Kane, and it's somewhere
Daddy's Cane.
Big
And
Daddy's
right
Canes.
next door, MC's Hammers. It's a hardware store.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Why aren't these things
and
there?
true to form, at MC Hammers, way too many employees for what you need on the
right.
floor.
They're bankrupt again. What
selling-
happened? They
No,
just
but
came out.
When you ask, do you have this in a slightly larger size? They go back they go into the back, they look through, and from the back you hear them scream, "Uh-oh, here comes the hammer."
That's right.
Right. And all over the store, it says you break it, you buy it. You cannot touch
Can't
any
touch
of this.
this. Yeah, when the kids come in, the proprietor
touch
says,
this.
"Can't touch
Can't
this."
touch this.
I also love that the store starts
Hammer
on
time.
one block and then moves over to another block and then moves back to the first block. And then moves over.
My favorite part in MC Hammers behind the music is that moment when he realized someone told him he had 83 people working for him and why he was out of money. Like, what are you doing out of money? Like, you have 83 people on stage with you.
He bought the Oakland Police Department a helicopter. Why? I don't know. It's the
'Cause he
least
could.
rapper thing to do. I mean, and most rappers.
Right.
And most
Yeah,
rapper thing to do.
100%.
I'm gonna buy you this to bust me.
So the guy with the ornamental sword robs Big Daddy's Minute Mart on Carbon City Road Monday night. The store's clerk, Callie Carswell, appeared to be distraught as she called 911.
Winner of American Idol season 5.
Kelly Carswell.
Kelly Carswell.
even though investigators
She was
said
amazing. No one thought she could win. Her grandmother definitely didn't think she could.
investigators said they believed the sword-wielding robber
Her
was
grandmother, who's her best friend.
I like
So
what
I
you're
just want to
saying.
say it.
Hold on, because I had another riff, and
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
want to cut him off
yeah,
either.
yeah.
But actually, the reason she won is that she took out her nearest competition by hiring someone to kneecap them with one of MC's hammers. I don't know if you-
there it is.
That's a
And now
Tanya
it's
Harding
all-
tie-in kind
all
of
the way
thing.
back.
Yeah.
They believe that the sword-wielding robber was Carrie Carswell's fiance, Clarence Moore. Officials said Moore was in the store earlier wearing the same pants seen on the robber. So he did go into case the
That's
joint
right.
and then didn't change his clothes.
Sometimes
Sword
more is more.
They also checked social media accounts and spotted him wearing the same glasses and bandana seen in the surveillance video.
I was just gonna
Hey,
say,
babe, that's my sword bandana. I can't have the ornamental sword. Not a babe.
oh, well, I have to wear the full Confederate outfit with the ornamental sword. I'm not going to go in and rob Big
It
Daddy's Minute
doesn't
Mart.
work any other way.
If I don't wear the bandana, people think the North won. What? What?
In the video, Carswell sobbed as she handed money over from the register and safe to the robber. She's
An
selling
actor,
it.
an actor at work.
Wait, but so if you have someone who works for the store
At Big Daddy's Minute
at
Mart.
Big Daddy's Minute Mart, why can't you just have her take?
The money?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
You don't need a sword.
cut out the
and
middleman.
wouldn't she know where the cameras are?
So, but are they staging? This
Yes,
is my
they're
question. So
staging it.
he's coming with the sword. Give me all your money.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's connected to him.
Right. It
Let
says,
me just pose. This is a crazy idea, crazy thought. To your point,
Yeah.
maybe these two weren't like all that bright. I'm just saying. I'm just
No.
throwing. No.
No.
Maybe they
Moshe.
didn't think all the different
Come on.
things through.
They
No?
thought it through. You
Okay.
think you bring an ornamental sword because you don't have a plan?
That's right. The plan is to ride in through Gettysburg.
Yes.
Cut off the supply lines to the north at
Yes.
the bridge over the river.
This was
something.
well thought out.
This guy brought an ornamental sword to a sword fight.
Yeah. Give me all your money, all your hugs and kisses too.
That should be their first dance.
Which is ZZ Top.
Yeah.
And she considers him to be a ZZ Bottom.
In the video, Carswell sobbed as she handed over money from the register and safe to the robber. Quote, "I'm trying," Carswell told the robber through tears in surveillance video.
By the way, this could be a fight that they had about something else.
I'm trying is about so many other things.
Quote,
I'm trying
Hey,
to
you
stop
gotta get out of the
drinking.
She goes on again, quote, she says, "I'm trying," then again, quote, "I'm trying, please, I have kids." This is what I hope. Okay? This
they
in
don't
my
have
mind.
kids.
No. In my mind, she was working. He came into the store. They had a normal conversation. He came back to rob her. She doesn't realize it's her fiance.
Oh, he's wearing a real mask.
That's my hope.
Real mask.
Is it same bandana, same glasses, same pants? She knows
her to
that
be in the
sword
dark.
because it hangs above their bed, and she does not realize.
Babe, someone robbed our house and then came in here and tried to rob us.
And he must have robbed you first because he was wearing your pants the whole time.
And your bandana.
I mean, they're obviously in it together, but I would hope. What if he really got her too?
Oh, that would be great.
Babe, you said mix it up.
That's right.
I'm
Marriage is about
trying. I'm trying.
surprise.
Please, I have kids. When the robber,
You know them. They're your kids.
yeah, that's
Wait,
it's never
why?
good when the
Don't
robber's
go
like
that far.
when the robber's like, I know, to whatever you yell.
David and Lisa. We saw.
When the robber left the store, Carswell called 911. Channel 9's Dave Faraday.
Oh, always the smoking gun himself. The Ronan Farrow of Carbondale
He
Boulevard.
doesn't mind putting on waiters and getting in the flood.
Dave Faraday was there as Carswell was escorted into the Burt County Magistrate's office where she threatened reporters. Carrie Carswell said to reporters, quote, "I will assault you," which
Very-
is
very legalistic.
Yes, which makes it scarier to me.
I will assault you. Way to take the sexiness out of it.
She went on to deny her involvement in the robbery. Quote, "Watch the video. I wasn't involved." So she wanted the reason she didn't rob, she wanted some deniability.
Watch the video. See if I don't say I have kids. You know I'm not involved.
Right?
I said I have kids.
I was crying.
Public safety officer said there were inconsistencies with Carswell's story, and Moore later confessed to the crime, so he didn't hold up. She
But
did, though.
wait, there's more.
I know. Quote,
Clarence Moore.
"They definitely planned it together. It's very unusual, but it does happen," said Lieutenant Josiah Brown with the Morganton Police
Thank
Public
God
Safety.
the cop's name is Josiah.
Josiah.
Because just when this story couldn't get more southern.
Right.
Sheriff Josiah saunters in.
Josiah beard, no mustache.
Yeah, his
Josiah.
belly spilling over his utility belt and his
Josiah.
old revolver that doesn't belong in a police force anymore.
Communicates
Civil
with
War
sighs.
musket?
He communicates via sigh. When police executed a search warrant on Moore's vehicle, they found money from the store. How would you know? And a handwritten list of materials needed to conduct the robbery: ornamental sword,
Same
bandana,
pants.
same pants.
Do not
No,
change
Moshe,
pants.
It said my good pants.
Those are the
My
good
Robin pants.
At Moore's and Carswell's house, police said they found the weapon and clothing worn by Moore during the
The
robbery.
list says real sword and then it's crossed out and then written over it ornamental
Ornamental
sword.
sword.
I don't want anybody
Right.
to get hurt.
Right.
With a little
Asterisk,
arrow.
special occasion.
Babe, should I use my real ornamental? I already wrote it.
Just put ornamental above
Cross it
and-
out.
Carswell, Carrie, allowed officers to search her cell phone where they found videos of her and Moore getting engaged at Walmart early Tuesday morning after the robbery.
Yep.
Oh, so this was total. At first, I thought this was a story about them getting engaged at a Walmart that they then robbed.
No.
They went to the Walmart because it's a romantic location.
That was-
Yes.
Then moved along to pay for some of the stuff that they put on layaway.
Full
there.
was a
plan
reward.
Full plan is
Yes.
you come in the middle of the night, rob me while I'm at working. We then take that money to go to Walmart and
Sure.
buy our rings, where we'll then have someone film us getting engaged.
So Josiah said this is not, the planning of a robbery between an employee and their spouse or whatever is not uncommon. I wonder how uncommon is it to have a post-robbery wedding ceremony at a Walmart?
It's an engagement, Rand. It's not a wedding ceremony. Take it easy.
Yeah.
What a meet cute.
It is a meet cute.
This is a delightful story.
She also, once you let them search your phone, what are you even trying to hide anymore?
Nothing. You're telling the truth at that point.
Also, he must have been wearing the pants for the engagement as well, or they wouldn't have been able
Those
to
are the good
identify them.
pants.
Yeah.
Receipts seized showed the engagement rings were purchased at Walmart. Carswell has been charged with conspiracy for robbery with a dangerous weapon, false report to police, and misuse of a 911 system.
Can we blame Jared for this?
Jared Fogle?
No. Jared as like he went to Jared. Like the idea that the only way you can get married is if you spend a lot of money on an
And the
engagement.
only way you can get engaged at Walmart is if you stole that money.
Yeah.
So she was convicted, she was charged with
Conspiracy
for
for
robbery.
robbery with a dangerous weapon.
and
Moore was charged
loving
with
too much.
Yeah,
She was
exactly.
charged with that
Caring
too. Yeah,
too
with
much?
Yeah, just loving.
Moore was charged with conspiracy for robbery with a dangerous weapon and robbery with a dangerous weapon because he did it both.
And first-degree LARPing.
Yes, he was role playing.
Carswell and Moore both received $50,000 secured bonds and had court date set for November 26th. Additional charges are pending against them both.
Jeez.
The Morganton
what
News
other,
Herald
what other
contributed
charges
this
could there be?
Yeah, that seems like that's everything.
Yeah. That's,
The sad part is they had to pawn their rings to make bail.
Probably.
that was
and
the
it's
bummer.
evidence.
And you know who loses in the end? Big Daddy.
That's
Big
right.
Big Daddy's the one who
He's out an
loses.
employee and a best friend.
Now hold on, hold on an MINIT. Hold on an MINIT
Great.
here.
All right, that's story number one.
There you
friend.
go. Story
Wow.
number one.
In
We're
the book.
off and running. It is Dumb People Town. Moshe Kasher is here with us. We're going to talk about all the great stuff that he's got out in the world right after this break.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you about your sheets, right? I'm a freak in the sheets, and I'm a freak in the streets too. Well, here's what I love, Dan and Randy. This is how much I love my Brooklinen sheets. Okay, yes, you're supposed to rotate your sheets, and we do. But my wife was sick, and we had to change from the Brooklinen sheets to regular, not as good sheets. To mere mortal.
All your sheets should be Brooklyn.
Mere mortal sheets. And the difference was so palpable that I washed the sheets and changed them right back. Like that's how I feel about these damn sheets. This is what I say about Brooklinen sheets. My wife, as an interior designer, will do people's bedrooms, and what she does as sort of a gift to them is she gets them really nice sheets,
Which are?
makes their bed and shows them this is how you should make your bed with the pillows we've ordered and specified, and boom, I want it to look beautiful. She now, after sleeping on the Brooklinen sheets one time, she only specifies Brooklinen sheets for all of her clients, and she has high taste. And they're affordable. They're great stuff. Fantastic. Do you like softness?
Yeah.
They're the softest sheets ever.
You spend a third of your life on the damn sheets. Make 'em
Comfort,
good.
essentials to help you relax. Brooklinen has it all. Brooklinen.com, the perfect place to hit refresh on the new year. Sleeping is so important. This is what I'm saying. If I don't get a good night's sleep, forget it. I'm just toast the next day.
And Randy and I and Dan, we all sleep in hotels. We know that you have a good bed even when you're at a good hotel, you can't wait to get home and get back into your sheets. We all experience that with our Brooklinen
Make
sheets.
yourself comfortable. Brooklinen is so confident in their product and all of their sheets, comforters, loungewear, and towels. They come with a lifetime warranty. That's
That's proof that they know you'll never send it back.
Get 10% off your first order and free shipping on the new sheet when you use the promo code
DPT.
only at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. And hey, New Yorkers, if you're listening, we know you got a lot of fans out there. You can get the internet's favorite sheets and more in real life. Visit the Brooklinen's first store in Brooklyn. I love that Brooklinen is in Brooklyn.
This is how cool they are. They're in Williamsburg. They got to be doing something right if you're in Williamsburg.
127 Kent Avenue in Williamsburg. Brooklinen, everything you need to live your most comfortable life. It is so true. Get some Brooklinen sheets.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes and companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's TRELLO.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town. I'm Jason Sklar. He's Randy, and he's Daniel Van Kirk. We need to let you know that we are going to be up in Moshe Kasherville, which is Northern California, the Bay Area. We're going to be in San Francisco on Friday night doing a live Dumb People Town with Amy Mann, Ted Leo, and Chris Red at the Marines Memorial Theater. It is a giant theater.
Have you done that theater up
room
there?
for all
I'm
of
also doing a live podcast at the Marines Memorial Theater with Natasha Leggero for our podcast,
No.
the Endless Honeymoon podcast, the
Which
weekend
will be-
after.
Oh,
you should go to
nice.
both.
So
San
here's your
Francisco.
deal.
There you go.
We
We
have
have your next two. Is your Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay,
That's
so we
Saturday.
have your next 2 weekends planned out, podcast listener and fan. Sketchfest comes to San Francisco one time a year, and the best shows are there. Come see us this Friday night at Marines Memorial Theater. Then you know how to get there.
Yep, that's right.
You come back the following Saturday night, and you come see the Honeymoon podcast.
But can I tell them what they should do Friday night?
Yes.
Do that.
Well, this ties in directly to what I wanted to talk about, which is that Friday night at the Swedish American Music Hall,
The 24th?
the 24th, my stand-up crowd work album release party
Yes.
for my new album called Crowd Surfing.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm very excited.
Lovely.
about it.
That's awesome. And is it all a compilation of you just messing with the crowd and doing work off of that, or are there some bits that you've written?
No,
into it?
there are no bits. It's a fully improvised album, and so I struggled with it's something that I love to do. You guys are good at it.
You are
too.
great at it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are so good.
And I always feel like, it gets short shrift as a part of the comedic art form because it's so temporary. Usually, it usually only really exists in the moment at the night. So I came up with a semi-concept for the album, which is that basically I read news stories that are kind of dumb from around the country.
Wait, hold
and
on
I
a second.
kinda rip
That
on
is
those.
our
Wait. That is our podcast.
I
Well,
it's
love
great.
this.
If you
love
like
this.
this
I don't
podcast,
like it.
You're gonna
Hang on
love
a
my
minute. 1 minute.
album.
Stupid People City.
No, it's the concept was it's not a huge concept, but it's like rather than just commenting on the people that I see or what they do, I basically ask them like 5 specific questions, like what's the wildest sexual experience you ever had? What's the craziest night on drugs you've ever had? Have you ever been arrested? There's a few specific questions, so that then they were essentially telling stories from their lives,
And
they
you were
had-
riffing off of their
and
stories.
they had a mic, and so you can hear them very clearly, and it was a really special, really awesome few nights, and it's a really awesome album. I'm very proud
Dude,
of
I
it.
can't wait to hear that.
So
Congrats, buddy.
So I've seen a couple different takes on a crowd work type album. All of them feel really different to me, and all of them feel like there's room for
It's like saying I only like one stand.
Judah Friedlander's sort of press conference about America is a very different concept than yours, but at the same time, it is improvised work, but it lives within a framework.
Well,
I think it's super cool.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. I always feel like it's sad that crowd work doesn't get the respect that it deserves as a part of the comedic art form. And I think part of it is because it's temporary, but it's like, as we all know, seeing certain people perform live was so much more magical. Like Patrice was perhaps the greatest live show I ever saw in my life, and I think Elephant in the Room was pretty damn close to seeing him live, but actually seeing him live was like this kind of alchemy, mind-bending experience. Judah's another example who's he's got bizarre, specific concept crowd work. He has a position as like, I am the best at all
The
things.
greatest ever, right.
And then here from that position.
So
here
whatever
we
you
go.
say, that's the horse I'm going to be speaking down from riding atop of.
There's Todd Barry's
Todd
thing.
Barry's thing is amazing too.
And Paula Poundstone, there's some moments in her early
Sure,
specials that
sure.
are like, how did you do this? I just feel like to me as a performer, it's the most fun I have on stage is when I always say the more fun I'm having, the less jokes I'm telling. And so I think I captured most of the magic in this album.
So when you go to do a special, and you've done some amazing specials, hour-long specials, Netflix, Comedy Central, and whatnot, you are thinking as you're standing backstage, and Dan just recorded his first album. Okay, I just want to make sure I get everything right.
Exactly.
I just want to make sure the order is correctly. I don't want to forget anything. I want to deliver it in the best possible way. I want to be in the moment as well. This thing, you're standing backstage, you're like, I don't know how it's going to go.
100%.
I have no clue how it's going to go.
To me,
that's so exciting.
That's the funnest part of crowd work is that it's completely walking out, throwing a life preserver out to the audience, hoping that you're fast enough and they're interesting enough to create something that will make the ticket price.
And did the
worth
audience
it.
know?
And to be
that
clear,
that's what it was gonna be?
funnest is not a word. It
No,
would be
more
most
fun.
fun.
Most funnest.
Right, most
Ain't no
funnest.
half stepping. Welcome to Big Daddy's Canes.
Thank you. So the question is, did they know what they
It's
were
all
getting?
half step.
It's all half
When you have a
Everything
cane,
is-
everything is a half step.
And also, a lot of people think that crowd work is half stepping,
It
but
is
it
not.
ain't. It ain't.
no
It
half
ain't
stepping.
no half stepping. It's full stepping.
Did the crowd know what they were getting into as far as the nights?
And did you record it all in one night, or was
3
it over
nights.
3 nights?
Recorded over basically a Friday and Saturday at the DC Improv. They didn't know what they were getting
Great
themselves
spot.
into because they were holding mics.
That's awesome.
They knew that they were involved in it, and it's a cool. I just think it's a lot of fun.
I cannot cannot wait to hear this album. And the name of the album is
It's called
Crowd
Crowdsurfing.
Surfing.
And I had this concept for it because that is sort of what you're doing. It's like, I always feel like
Surfing the wave of the crowd
Yeah,
and what they're
seeing
giving
what
you.
they have.
And
My-
at any point, you could fall and hit the floor.
Exactly. My the closest I ever get to stand-up comedy philosophy is that every crowd has a story to tell, and if I don't find it, it's not because it wasn't there, it's because I didn't do my job that night.
Well, it's
And
important that you. That's such a Kirk Fox, who I know you know, and he's just
hate him.
fantastic.
I hate
oh,
Kirk.
hate him.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, I
I
have a
love him.
serious
Ah,
beef with
Jesus
Kirk.
Christ.
Yeah.
What an odd thing to
I thought
say.
that's why you were bringing it
No,
up.
no,
have
no.
a
I brought him
serious
up because
war
one
with him.
time at the Comedy Store, we saw him, and the crowd was just weird. It was just weird. I saw him, and he came on stage. We're like, what the hell's going on there? And he's like, they just gave me what they gave me, and I took it and did what I did. It's like
I love
you
that.
never can know what it's going to be. You just got to take what they're giving you. And I was like, that is the most connected you can be. That's what
Yeah.
you're just describing, is being connected in that moment.
Exactly. And there's nothing better for an audience, but it does, like I said, it does feel temporary. And I feel like maybe I patched that issue.
cannot
Well,
wait.
you
Crowd
guys
surfing. Check
Find
it
out if he solved
And then
it.
Friday night the
24th.
So that comes out the 24th. And actually, maybe since this comes out tomorrow, what if is it weird to read a URL where people can
Do it right now, and then as
can
we
pre-order,
as Dan
you know,
gets us ready for the next
people
thing.
can
But yeah.
straight up pre-order. This is a bit of a weird URL, folks. So I want
hope
you
it's
to get
long
ready.
and
It's
hard
not
to
long,
remember.
It's just weird. It's orcd.co/crowdsurfing. Orcd.co/crowdsurfing. You can order it, pre-order it, or you can go, if this is after the 24th, anywhere you would find
Anytime.
an album.
Okay, let's jump into another story, shall we?
Okay, you ready?
do
Here we go. Macon man arrested for doing donuts for dumbest reason possible.
And this is just him fucking donuts, right?
It's a very casual newspaper.
donuts.
He was doing donuts.
Hey.
Hey, look at him, he's doing donuts over
How
there.
did he get the cream in those Boston creams?
This was sent in by Ben Potter at PotterPotter100. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Here we go. Where was I? Here we are.
Man does donuts.
Man doing donuts.
Pedestrians yelled and dashed out of the way last week in downtown Macon. I mean, come on.
Wait a minute. Is this another Macon story?
Macon, Georgia?
Yeah.
Macon, Georgia.
Wait, was the last one in Macon?
No.
No, that one was, I want to say.
I kind of like over here, like, what's going on in Macon?
Macon,
But then I realized
Georgia.
that nothing. It's regular. It
They
wasn't
be
in
making
Macon.
some crazy shit happen there.
Where was I? Okay, here we go. They yelled and dashed out of the way last week in downtown Macon as a man in a pickup truck spun burnouts along 2nd Street in front of a popular nightclub.
Sure.
Probably
the deal.
still wondering why they won't let him in.
You knew he wasn't in a Prius. Okay, we knew that much. Or a man in Nissan Leaf scares the hell out of
Do you think you could do a
people doing
donut in a leaf? You could only do a bagel in a leaf, I
You can
think.
only do a bagel in a
He's
leaf.
doing bagels. But just so you know,
Tagalongs.
I don't know if you guys know this, but speaking of my home of Northern California, Oakland has a rich and storied history of spinning donuts in something we call the sideshow in Oakland. And
What
it's
is it?
it's literally a
Car
form,
thing.
it's a form of entertainment in East Oakland and West Oakland in the straight up in the hood, where there'll be 100 people getting together and they'll create kind of a human circle, and people will spin donuts and do the sideshow. They'll put on their music. All the kind of muscle cars will come and they'll spin around. People get hit sometimes.
Hydraulics.
No.
It's like
People
an
get hit. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
the wall.
You're the edge.
You're
Yeah.
the wall.
You're
the
setting.
edge.
You're setting the edge.
You're the edge, and that's actually where the edge from U2 was discovered.
True
It was
that.
a sideshow
Really?
in
True
Oakland,
that.
California. Yes.
Jangly guitars.
Now,
A
what
lot of
street?
people think
What
he's
street
Irish.
was that on?
It doesn't have a name.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay,
Just
thank
checking.
God.
What are we, a comedy team now?
See, in,
Close enough.
Natasha and Randy start a team, and
Yeah,
me and
we
you
already are.
in my hometown in Rochelle, Illinois,
We're the other period.
we would in the winter you would go to the parking lot like right after it was like starting to snow but not like much, and we would just do donuts
So fun.
in the snow. You just spin out over and over.
It
and
is a
over.
fun
you
thing. A donut is
brake-
fun.
You
Yeah.
brake and gas at the same time. How does
Then
it
you
work?
gas a little, and then you slam the brakes and
That's
turn
right.
the wheel.
Or if you have a stick shift, you put it into you put the clutch in and you rev, and then you pop the
immediately put
clutch
it- that's
out,
right,
and
yeah.
then it
Yeah.
likes to spin.
Love it.
The November 30th episode. I also love that this happened in front of a popular nightclub.
Sure.
That hit nightclub in Macon. The November 30th episode outside the Crazy...
Shaken and Macon? Shaken in Macon.
Shaken Macon.
Outside the Crazy Bull. That's the name of the nightclub. Crazy Bull.
Big Daddy's Crazy Bull.
I hear this story and I'm like, Lizzie Grubman did not learn her lesson.
She did not.
Involved a man at the wheel of a dark blue 2009 Ford F-150.
By the way, 2009 is now an 11-year-old
11-year-old car?
Just letting the world know.
That belonged to his wife. So he's in front of a nightclub in his
my
wife's
car.
truck doing
Love
donuts.
that. That's sweet.
There is
That's
something
love.
sweet about that.
That's love.
It was about 11:30 p.m. when an off-duty Bibb County Sheriff's deputy who was apparently providing
Josiah.
There he comes.
security at the club heard, quote, loud screeching noises of tires being spun, an incident report said.
Jesus.
The report added that the truck's rear tires smoked as the pickup did a donut at the intersection of 2nd and Cherry Street.
Josiah was quoted as saying, now, normally I do like a donut. I do. But this
love-
is the wrong
This
sort.
is the one donut I can't go
I will
for.
say no to.
That joke brought to you by 1989.
folks.
This was during a time that pedestrian foot traffic was heavy downtown, and you could see people moving quickly away and yelling. The deputy walked into the street, halted the truck, and asked the driver why he was making a scene.
Dan, the answer to that question goes way back to when his dad left when he was 6.
I want
do you
to
wanna
think that he said, why are you making a scene?
scene.
He kind of
That's
winked
great.
at him.
You know
The
he
driver, Omar Torres of Macon, Georgia, reportedly said, quote, so the guy walks out.
Why are you making a
did.
scene?
Why are you making a scene? And
He's
then
teeing you up to
Sir,
say anything.
Why are you doing this?
here he goes.
11:30 at night in front of Crazy Bull.
Tons of people.
Tons of people.
Quote, I was trying to impress some girls.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, at least you were doing it in your wife's car.
that's my point.
Also, I thought this was the dumbest reason ever. Why does anyone do donuts? It's always to impress
impress
girls.
girls. There
You
you
never go to the Castro or West Hollywood and
Right.
see people doing donuts.
That doesn't impress
I was-
other dudes.
I was trying to impress some boys.
Nick Kroll has that joke where I don't even know if he tells it anymore, but like, who's the person that like goes by in like a Harley or some like mufflered outfield that's like shattering windows and like making dogs' ears bleed? Like, do they imagine that there's one person out there like sitting at a cafe outside that goes, "Who's that catch?"
And then runs at flash-like speed to
Yeah,
jump on
get
the
it,
back.
to
Yes, exactly.
Come on, Big Daddy, let's
Seats
ride to
warm.
Macon.
What are you doing? Trying to impress girls.
That's
Also,
like, it's
imagine that
misguided.
conversation.
It's a misguided attempt to woo, which I also consider the same thing as like the Thunder Down Under. They're thinking themselves,
Right.
we're working out every day. We're gonna get the hottest women of these shows, and it's all dudes.
No,
And you're
totally. But here's the way you woo a woman is not with a car. It's not with a donut. It's so simple. You stand on a street corner. When she walks by, you say, "Hey, honey,
Hey,
where you
where you
going?"
going?
Whistle.
Smile
Where
a little
are you
bit.
going?
Wipe it down
Why you
face.
look
You
like
whistle.
that?
Yeah.
Why you look like
Ooh,
that?
shit, that
Oh,
ass
you
thick
should
right now. I
smile
want to
more.
eat it like a
Baby,
sandwich.
Those your work clothes?
Ooh,
Can I trust you with my fears?
Yeah, I opened a mini mart. It's called Big Daddy's. You know why they call me Big, right? All that kind
It'll
of
only
stuff.
take an MINIT with us. Let's do it. Come on.
You trustworthy?
You trust.
I've been hurt before. yeah, I didn't have a strong male figure
Hey,
in
I
my
know I'm
life.
standing out here by my own.
Dude,
Hey, girl, what's your
Dude,
love language?
I think self-deprecating cat calls could be the new way.
the thing. Yo,
What's
I got
your
a
love
lot. I
language?
got a lot
Hey,
of
baby, hey,
emotional
baby,
baggage.
you want an unconfident man? Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
You
hey, baby.
affirming words because it doesn't feel like it right
Hey,
now.
baby, smile or don't smile. I understand why I wouldn't make a woman smile. I'm lonely.
That consent going to be enthusiastic?
Hey, baby, when you walk away, I'm going to think about how sad I am.
Okay.
Self-deprecating cat.
But imagine that conversation. Babe, where are you going? Just for a drive. I just got to pick some up. It's cool if I take your truck? Yeah, that's
Sure.
fine.
Oh, yeah, just
Go for it.
please don't try to impress girls with donuts this time.
Quote,
Okay, I'm good.
I was trying to impress girls walking in the intersection. That's also great. Kill them.
That's right.
Fucking idiot.
So
Okay, so you ran me over. That don't impress me much. Kind of a thing. Shania.
That
So
was great.
literally,
Yes,
he
that
could
was
be
great.
making
That
an
was great.
impression on them by
Yeah, literally.
Oh, I like
tire
that.
marks on their chest.
Torres.
You know this all started with they're walking across the street. He's like, "Hey, you want to see something?"
Have you ever been run over? Anyone here?
Yeah, I've been hit by a car.
I've been run over. My
You
grandma ran my foot over, and she
Jesus.
pulled up on my foot and it stopped on top of my foot. And I
No.
started screaming,
Keep going.
Grandma, you're on my foot. Help. And she goes, I go, move the car. She goes, which way, forward or backward? I was like, fucking doesn't matter.
Just do it.
And you're already talking loud because both your parents are hearing impaired. So, and she can't hear.
She's not my
Jason.
parent.
Oh, sorry.
She's my grandparent.
Oh, sorry.
But,
She
speaking
actually heard less than your mom.
Speaking of car issues, that same grandma in the 1989 gigantic Loma Prieta earthquake. My grandma lived in a high-rise apartment building that had a parking lot underneath it, but it wasn't like a part of the building. It was like there were pylons.
Yeah.
So it was open, kind of.
Yes.
She, when the building started shaking, ran downstairs to save her 1988 Toyota Camry.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah, just in
That's
case
smart.
the whole building were
Came
to
down.
collapse in that
She wanted to
area
be
where
there for
she
it.
wanted to go down there. Anyway,
down
she
there.
had some car
Go
issues.
down there.
Great call.
Torres. Okay, so the guy walks up. What are you doing? Trying to impress those
Impressing
girls in
girls.
the intersection. Torres was also said to have asked the deputy, "Please don't tow my wife's truck."
Oh,
Come on.
that's
some
so
Hey, if
brand-
that doesn't impress girls,
That is sad.
By the way, saying please to cops works.
is that true?
Yes, I've gotten out of 2 tickets
Shut
by saying
up.
please.
Now,
Dan?
you're an African American male.
I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Two
okay,
tickets.
okay. I feel like the please has a diminishing return.
Saying
In
please works if
certain
you're a white
circles.
dude.
who's saying please?
Torres was jailed on 2 charges: reckless driving and driving without a license.
Oh.
It just keeps getting better for
License
this guy.
to ill.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna ask you guys.
So listen, you don't have a license, and just whatever you do not like make a scene.
with no license, you take your wife's truck to do donuts in the middle of an intersection.
Very funny idea. They're like, I'll probably get away with this.
I'll see
Yes. I'll ask you guys, and then we'll get out of this second story. How old
Is Omar?
Yes, is Omar, who did his wife's truck donuts in the intersection to impress girls outside a Crazy Bowl at 11:30 p.m.
You're setting this up to make it. He must be older than we think.
Guy, you don't know.
He always
Okay.
asks. So you don't
No,
know.
I just give you all the facts.
I'm gonna say 28.
28 years old for Moshe.
That's why I was going in the same direction. Like they've been married since they were 17. So,
Right.
11-year
this is a
marriage.
10-year itch.
Spicing it up.
I'm gonna say 20. God, I was gonna say 29. I'm not gonna cut him off like that. I'm gonna say 26.
26.
I'm gonna say 31.
I'm gonna change
31.
mine to $1.
Oh, wait,
$1.
no, it's not what he's doing.
Okay, ready? The man. What is his name? Was Omar.
Omar
something.
Torres.
Thanks,
Omar
guys.
Common.
Thanks for the assist. Omar Torres, who I'm sure pissed off his wife, but impressed some women. Definitely. Get your answers in now, Townies, and we'll go on to the next story. Is 34 years old.
Oh, I'll
Wow.
take that.
We were in the
There.
same ballpark.
Same
Yeah.
ballpark.
Slightly too old.
30.
Yes. Yes.
He's old enough to know better, but not too old where he can't do donuts. All right, there you go. Story 2, down in the books. Can you give us a little teaser of what we're going to see in the final segment?
There's a new fad in this world, and it's crazy.
I can't wait to find out. Moshe Kasher's with us. It's Dumb People Town. Don't go nowhere, or go somewhere, but don't go. Yeah, just stay. Just
Don't
take us
go
with
anywhere.
you. Yeah.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, Valentine's Day is coming up, and there's always pressure if you're in a relationship where you guys get each other's gifts to get something nice, to get something romantic, to get something fun. Well, guess
Something
what?
they wouldn't get for themselves.
Right. Guess what? We have a company that we have joined up with, and they're sponsoring us, and you can sponsor us by
Supporting
them. It's called Enclosed. All right. You can turn enclosed or make enclosed turn your Valentine's into something a little bit more spicy, romantic, special.
Sure.
Surprise the person in your life who loves lingerie with high-end designer lingerie from Enclosed. Enclosed was literally specifically designed to specifically help people find lingerie gifts for their wives, girlfriends, or you know what, even for yourself.
I think initially you might be like, I don't even know how to start to approach this
Right.
thing and get them, but Enclosed makes it so easy. I love these guys.
Right. Or you're a woman who likes to wear lingerie and you're like, I'm going to get some of this. Or you're a guy who likes to wear lingerie. Go for it. I
Or
don't
you're a
care.
woman getting lingerie for your spouse.
Or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or your wife. Enclosed is about helping you make you feel beautiful or make the person you love feel beautiful
Yes.
and loved. And who doesn't want that?
Everybody wants it. It is Valentine's Day. Give it to people.
They have everything from beautiful silk nighties to ultra sexy panties. Enclosed is like a flower of the month or beer of the month, but instead of flowers, you get to be surprised or surprise someone you love with ultra high end lingerie.
Month
this is
after month.
effortless gifts, and effortless. I can say this.
You can say it.
It's effortless to
It's
say this.
effortless
I
to
know.
hear you say it, Dan.
And they have a size guarantee that means you can't mess up. Enclosed gets the fit right 98% of the time.
It's amazing.
It's the gift that keeps on giving because you get a new gift every month. So just enjoy the new lingerie that comes into your life. It
Everyone
makes
likes
things a little more
surprises.
fun. You can join more than 30,000 couples that love Enclosed. And we're going to give you guys a little gift right now. You can get $25 off your Enclosed gift. Just go to enclosed.gift. Enter the code DPT at checkout and get $25 off any Enclosed gift.
Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, Sklar Brothers here, back with Daniel Van Kirk and Moshe Kasher. This is Dumb People Town.
Moshe Kasher, a great follow on the Twitter and the Instagrams.
Oh, well, thank you.
Follow him at Moshe Kasher.
Your tweet from a couple weeks ago, once a week I get DM'd asking me how I got Natasha.
Oh, constant.
Constant. And I was reading
How many
some
times
of the
did she get DM'd asking how did you land?
Very,
Moshe Kasher?
very sweet of you to ask, and
And
I
then
think
I-
you know the answer.
Never.
And then I
Yes,
got
it's
to watch-
It's a 0.
Twice a week.
And then I got to watch what I also love is personal friends of yours making jokes, right? To which you would respond to because that's your friend, and you're like, all right, we'll fuck with each
Yeah,
other.
sure.
But then people who do not know you
guys
at
are
all,
friends.
Right.
also trying to like say the same shit. And I always love when there's no faves on it and no response. I'm like, you're not. This
Not my
isn't the same
friend.
rules.
Yeah, well, me and
You're
Jonah.
like, I'm not writing this to Jonah.
Me and Jonah were talking about Jonah Ray. We're talking about it's like there used to be a time on Twitter when two friends would go at each other's throats, and everyone acknowledged that it was a show that they were allowed to watch.
Right.
It was like two buddies going.
Right.
But now it's just like I think you're both ugly. It's like who are
Yeah.
you? You're
Get
not
out.
invited.
No one asked you.
I usually just mute people. If I ever write anything back to any dumb person, I just write "go home."
Oh.
That's all. I'm just like, "Go home."
I
Because
wanna-
then they're like, "What does that even mean?" And I'm like, "I'm done with it."
I want a bot that autofills "who cares" to every Twitter reply I get. Everybody that ever writes me anything, just "who cares? Who cares?" Do you guys know about this? Is a powerful tool that I found out about from Sarah Schaefer, very funny comedian.
Yes,
so clever.
She
She's
told
been on the
me.
show.
She told me about the. Do you know about the force unfollow? This is great stuff. So I probably shouldn't even say it on the air because then people will kind of get wise to it.
It's okay. We're all friends.
You know, you block people and then they go victory,
Right.
flawless victory, and they're
Right.
blocked by the Sklar brothers.
Yep.
You know, so what you do is the force unfollow, which is that you can block people, then immediately unblock them, which forces them to unfollow you, and then you mute them. So they are no longer following you, and you no longer can see their tweets, and they don't know what happened. It's I would say
I like
it's a
that.
moi.
Oh,
it's a moi.
it's so good.
Because I just
love
always
it.
mute.
Yeah.
I don't even give them.
So
now
you-
I'm gonna do
They
that.
don't
So
even
you
know. They
block-
get nothing. They don't know.
you block,
You
they
immediately unblock, which causes them to unfollow you, so they can't see your tweets anymore. Unless they refollow you, but usually people aren't combing through their who they
And
follow
then you
like
mute
that.
them.
And then you mute them, and then they're gone. They're out of your life.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
But you know what does suck about Twitter is you mute someone and it in your comments it says this tweet not available because the person who did it you muted.
And then
It's
I
like,
usually tap to be like,
yeah,
"Who
of
was
course
that?"
you want to see. It's
That's
like,
right.
wait, I don't need that. I
Right.
wanted to mute them, not to
So
be
I don't
reminded.
even know that anything's happening.
Don't put it out there.
Don't tell me about activity that I
Something
don't wanna see.
negative is being
Remove
said.
the evidence.
Yeah.
Is what I say. All right, is that so? That's a new fad we maybe
New
started
trend.
right here. New trend. Daniel,
Okay,
do
you
you have
ready?
a new trend for
This
us?
was sent in by Jeffrey Alberghini
I love this
at
guy.
JJ Alberghini, JJALBER.
Either an airlines from the 1970s,
The Alberghini
Alberghini Air.
Airlines.
Air,
Or it's the car that won Le Mans after Ken Miles died. or it's the Italian restaurant that's around the corner that your mom's always like, let's just order from there. Just go to Alberghini's.
Alberghini.
They put too much olive oil in the pesto. I'm sorry.
I put this third because one, it kind of fits that slot for what we usually do here, but also
You can afford a Lamborghini? No, I'm not quite
So
there
sorry,
yet.
it's an Al-
It's an Alberghini.
It's actually a 3-cylinder. Is that even possible? Is that possible?
The logo's a donkey. Okay. All right.
On its hind legs.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's riled up.
It's just an eggplant.
I didn't even read the story. I just read the headline. And I was like,
Aubergines.
I'm doing this with Moshe. It'll work.
Okay.
Perineum sunning is the latest insanity wellness influencers swear by.
What is
You know what?
perineum?
Yeah,
Perineum
I
is
heard
your
about
taint,
this.
your
Yes.
grundle,
Yeah, okay.
your special
Grundle?
spot. I know. I don't like that.
I didn't.
I go perineum.
Oh, yeah, perineum.
I go perineum, or I just keep saying little lower, little lower.
Yeah. A little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little lower, a little lower. Right there.
Okay. So people, I can show you this picture. People are just laying out,
And just
literally laying out.
sunning their taints.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the point?
Who is getting that
supposedly
intimate of a look?
That sensitive area of skin absorbs a ton of vitamin D.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
it's not exposed.
There's actually an area right underneath it that also absorbs D.
That's
That's an
Yeah.
anal
A
sex
lot
joke.
of vitamin
yeah,
D.
Yeah,
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 Yep, and
anal
one
sex.
that gives.
Yeah, that's right.
a little lot. They're
And
so-
one that receives.
They're soaking up some rays where the sun don't shine. The hottest trend gripping wellness diehards is tanning their cans, or perineum sunning, as influencers are calling it.
Now, what if you go in a tanning bed and try this? So it's
There's no
artificially.
bed
Well, the
that can
bed
close.
They
comes
should make
down.
a special, like, they should design one where there's a area for your legs to pop into.
yeah,
and
yeah.
you can just
little like
Yeah.
bed stirrups.
Yeah,
where you get
that's
in.
nice.
Yeah.
What happened, by the way, in the last 5 to 10 years? I feel like every person who was like a alcoholic, unemployed loser now is like a spiritual wellness guru on
Yep.
Instagram.
There
I
you
don't
go.
understand the switch that's occurred.
Because they got clean,
They
man.
got addicted
They
to
got
something else.
clean.
They got addicted
You
to
know, I thought
something
you were
else.
gonna
Telling
say-
people what to do.
Right.
Because I've wondered this.
Power.
In the
Awesome
last
people are.
15 years, have you realized how much as a society we've gotten rid of tanning salons and wet T-shirt contests?
Is that true?
Remember the early 2000s? It was like
Where
everything
are
on
you
TV.
from? I
Lots of wet T-shirt.
I did
contests.
in Oakland. There wasn't a lot of wet T-shirt contests
No,
and
but-
tanning salons.
no.
If you know what I'm saying.
I'm talking about, remember
Wisconsin,
all of the
up-
like Girls Gone Wild
Sure.
and all that shit, and like bars would have these all the time, and now they just no one's doing that anymore, and I'm here for that. That's fine. I'm glad.
you
for
want it to be gone?
I'm cool with it being
Sure, I
gone.
get that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
all right.
yeah. And tanning salons.
To
Don't you
each
feel
his
like
own
tanning-
is what
everybody
Moshe
was
is saying. To
There's
each his own.
always a Hollywood tan, like everywhere. You know, everyone not here.
I don't
like,
think so anymore.
I think that the wanton celebration of sexuality has sort of gone out the window as we've become a more politically tense.
you think?
Yeah,
I think so. And I actually think people are putting that now instead of at bars during contests on Instagram. Like they're
Right.
putting all of that
the
in
thirsty
a
thought is online.
Yeah.
that I
that's-
exactly. This
that's a
is a
good
shot
article.
that I can
The
curate.
thirsty thought.
The
Other
thirsty thought. Well, that's actually a pub that I'm opening.
The
Oh,
thirsty
the
thought.
thirsty thought.
Yeah,
Tons
yeah.
of
great,
shredded
too.
lettuce.
Boston University in the Quad. We just
Yeah.
opened up a
And
thirsty
it's
thought.
all just a place where you can Instagram your body
right.
and,
And then also check out books.
Yeah,
It's like
and
a
also
library.
there's a bar where you can sit on a stool and you can pull out a telescoping tanning light and just put it in
Right
your
on your
miniskirt
taint.
and put it
It's
straight
a
Telescope
laser
into it.
pointer. It's
Yeah.
a laser pointer that's also a tanning pointer.
In a mere 30 seconds of sunlight on your butthole, you will receive more energy from this electric node than you would in an entire day being outside with your clothes on, says influencer and obvious scientist Ra of Earth on Instagram.
Oh, Raw of Earth.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raw
That's
of
the
Earth.
big fat Jewish of wellness.
Because they stole it. In a viral video that has racked up more than 35,000 views, he gestures.
Is that a viral video nowadays?
30,000? Yeah,
I
I'm-
guess so. Maybe.
He gestures towards
No,
the
he
sun.
meant that there's literally a virus on his asshole. He's trying to cure with sunlight. He's trying to burn it off.
Burn it off.
He gestures towards the sun as three naked men lie down, point their backsides to the sky, and make sounds of pleasure. I feel like that's an add-on. You don't need to do that.
Did you need? That's gilding the lily, as it were.
Ra
The brown lily.
That's browning the that's browning the perineum, if you will.
Ra of Earth has also posted a step-by-step sun worship exercise pulled by or from the Tao of Sexology, the Book of Infinite Wisdom by Dr. Stephen T. Chang, and says the practice can help keep the area healthy and free of germs.
I just don't think that's true.
I don't
Not,
know.
as John Hamm said very famously on SNL, they gotta wash their ass.
You gotta wash
their ass.
ass.
Chang
Wash it.
and Raw of Earth aren't the only ones either. Other influencers appear to be just as inspired to catch some ultraviolet rays. 30 seconds of direct sunlight injection to the anal orifice is the equivalent of being outside in the sun all day.
That's bad. That
Right.
is bad. Being
Being
out
in the
sun
sun
is
all day is
bad.
bad.
Right.
And by the way, like just the fact that you now don't have to go outside, that also is bad too. Like there is like, so when Jay and I one time went to a friend of ours, like worked for Six Flags Entertainment. And he's like, there's an employee. Have we talked about this on the show? I think we may.
I don't know.
There's an employee night at Six Flags out here, Magic Mountain, okay, nearby us. You guys can go out. Only going to be 2,000 people in the whole park. You can ride whatever rides you want. So
I
we
do
would
AAA night
get
for
on
the same reason.
Okay, so we would get on a roller coaster and you come right back and you get on that same
the
roller
best.
coaster going down. It is the best, but it scrambles
2
your
hours.
brain.
That's true. Yeah.
You're
You
like,
realize the line is
the
important.
line is
The
important.
line is to settle your stomach.
It's
Evens
to
you
settle-
out.
You're
Gets
sa-
you back
it
to
settles
zero.
your brain. I was like, this is great that there's no line, but my brain feels rubbery in a way that it shouldn't, and the line actually equalizes you. Going outside for different parts during the day, like you shouldn't just get it all in 30 seconds.
Also, this is not a thing that is healthy. It's so
not real.
funny. It's like by drinking this concentrated bit of toxic sludge, you can get the amount of toxic
sludge.
poisoning that you get from a full week's
Okay.
worth of exposure.
In one little 30 seconds.
30
I'm
seconds,
in.
you got
Give
it.
me some of that
I'm in.
sludge.
Well, the person who just said that 30 seconds is also says 30 seconds is good. That was influencer Troy Casey. One
of
Californian
Earth or somewhere else?
of Earth. Okay. One
By the way,
Californian
this is what the Fire Festival should have
claims that butt chugging vitamin D not only helps her sleep, but helps to regulate her hormones. For the past few weeks, I have included sunning my bum and yoni. I don't know what that is.
That's a vagina.
Okay.
A vagina.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into my daily rising routine, a woman who goes by Metaphysical Megan
I thought
captions an image.
yonis were adult men who are into My Little Ponies. Is that
No,
right?
yonis
That's
are
bronies.
adult
Oh,
men,
bronies.
adult Jewish men. They're often
Yoni,
named
yonis.
No,
That's right.
yoni and lingam. Those are the Sanskrit words for vagina and penis. Lingam
Really?
is penis. Yoni is vagina.
Thank you.
Yoni and
Yeah.
lingam could be like the Sanskrit version of Rizzoli and Isles.
You two and this joke. Do not give them that much.
I love that joke so much.
He likes it.
No.
Any this and this becomes our version of Rizzoli.
But
Anything.
Yoni and lingam are not only like Hindu words for genitalia, they've also become like they're hot buzzwords in
For
the
sure.
like hippie Burning
Curny,
Man
yeah.
world.
Yeah,
They love
gotcha.
to say my
Gotcha.
yoni.
Wait, Randy, did you go to Burning
I
Man?
went to, I don't know if you know this, but Moshe and I, this is what I love.
Almost hung out at Burning Man
We
twice.
almost hung out at Burning Man twice, but on the first year I went, as I was driving up in the like 9-hour drive by myself, Moshe and I for an hour and a half just talked to each other as we both drove up there.
And
it
then
was
didn't
so
hang
nice.
out there.
It sucked,
Are we
but
gonna-
it was
are you
really
going
sweet.
this year?
I probably won't.
Oh,
my,
man, I
my
wanna-
daughter's bat mitzvah.
Moshe,
Oh, nice.
Rory and I are going.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
Hey,
really?
we'll hang
Yeah.
out. I always hang out with comedian friends when they're at Burning Man. I make
boo.
time for it.
I think
do me
Rory,
too.
Rory and I are going, and Dave Holmes is going
I
too.
love it.
I might be going with Dave. I
That'd
gotta
be
figure
amazing.
out-
I love
yeah.
this. You're gonna
It's
love
gonna
it.
be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Love
I've been
it.
20 times. 20.
And you've never gotten messed up once.
I've never been fucked up at Burning Man.
And it
Can you
hasn't
believe
changed since all 20 times.
How many people will be sunning their tan on the playa right now?
100% that
This
will
is it.
Wait,
We
what's your
started.
playa name, Moshe?
It's Moshe. There's not a
Well,
lot
you know
of us
what his
running
is.
around. What is it? No.
Hot clip. All right. Anyway,
Hot
go
clip?
ahead.
Yes.
Oh, cute. We're going to change it to Yoni Sunning.
That's right. Yeah.
That Metaphysical Megan said all that while in captions of an image of herself fully naked on a rock. Megan says she first learned about perineum sunning through her study of Taoism and recently given up.
Tao. I just want to.
Tao.
It's Taoism.
I know.
Oh, you already knew. Okay, all right.
He's
It's
waiting,
Dan
Dan's
trying to-
waiting for us.
Dan baits
baiting
people
us
into
to correct
correcting
him, and he already
more
knows.
See, that's why we weren't
we
correcting
didn't
him.
say
I
We
didn't do
say
it the
anything.
first time. I was willing to let it slide.
No, he didn't do it because he's waiting
know
for someone
exactly
to correct
what
him
he's
so he
doing.
can tell you he
All right,
knows.
She recently gave up her morning cup of coffee in favor of sunning her anus.
Sure.
No more coffee.
It's a binary
do
choice.
the
It's
butt.
one or the other. You gotta choose.
the phenomenon.
It's so black and white.
Can't do both.
Well, it's actually black and brown.
It's
but
white and brown.
anyway.
White, pink, and brown. I think it's how it works.
Or bleached.
Yeah, that's right.
Caught the wider internet's attention after one Twitter user posted Megan's photo and captioned to the tune of 80. This is her getting that morning butt sun in.
Perhaps she
Yeah,
looks happy.
yeah. She
Honestly,
does.
she
You gotta
looks
give her that.
happy.
She does.
Even late A-listers are sunning their bums. Big Little Lies actress Shailene Woodley, who is known for holistic lifestyle that doesn't even include a TV, has admitted she's also practiced a version of perineum sunning.
How many times has Shailene Woodley told people, "Hey, have you seen Mandalorian? I don't have a TV."
Right, I don't have a TV.
You can watch it
Hey,
on your
guess
phone.
what? People don't have TVs anymore.
People don't
Shailene.
watch anything on their TVs.
There is no TV anymore. There's YouTube TV.
You know, Laura Dern does it too, but that's only because she does everything. She's just literally getting hired to do every single thing.
Everything.
She's in everything.
I
She's
love
in
Laura
everything.
Dern so much.
Who doesn't love
She's
Laura
the
Dern?
same character, and she crushes it. But her character in
I love
Marriage
her.
Story felt the exact same as
I don't care.
Renata in Big Little Lies, and
And
I loved
as
it all.
General like Tadakbar
Yeah, you're right,
in
yeah.
Star Wars.
Loved it.
Hey, listen, she's great.
Yeah,
no
I
one's
love it
saying
too.
she's not
Why
great.
are everybody? Why is everyone jumping on her
Hot clip, hot clip.
perineum?
Settle
Right?
down.
Come
No,
down
I'm
on
not,
Dern.
she's not the hack Meryl Streep is. She's
All
a good
right.
actor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
For
for having the
having the
courage
guts
to say
to
that.
say
Yeah,
that.
nobody likes Meryl.
Believe it or not,
It's
sorry
all
to-
woke culture that's making us pretend she's a good
straight
actor.
streep in it.
I hate to do this, guys, but medical professionals are far from convinced that the practice has
Oh,
any
man,
merit.
wait a
come
second.
on.
There's no evidence that sunbathing in this way has any effect on physical well-being. Dr. Diana Gall and Downer
the gall.
She had the
gall.
gall to
The gall of
challenge
this
that.
woman.
Unbelievable.
of
You're
you-
going to disagree with Raw from Earth,
Well, you're
Doctor.
You're about to, because listen to this. Dr. Diana Gall of UK-based online doctor service Doctor for You. And it's
Okay, immediately I was excited
convinced.
until that got
Now
down.
she's below
Wait,
Sun
you know
Ra.
less than the
it's
Ra.
the number
convinced.
4, the letter U. Doctor for
Doctor
You.
for you.
Yes, practicing mindfulness and meditation and getting your dose of vitamin D is beneficial for mental and physical health, but you don't need to damage your skin in the process from sun exposure. Gal suggests that a different and safer way is there's no other next. Oh, just be outside. There's
you
no
know
benefit to
she
being
has a
naked in the sun.
corner of the thing where she blogs on it called "Gall Ready for This."
I enjoyed it.
I do too. While influencers are currently letting the sunshine in their back door, the Federal Trade Commission is having little luck convincing them to shed more light on product endorsements. That's like some sort of backhanded, like, where you-
Light?
like,
That's
like,
a
slam
back
on the
door.
Federal
the person who wrote this got tricked
Okay.
into buying a T-shirt, and they are mad about it. That's 3 stories, friends.
There you go. That's how we do it. All right. Here's what this is what we have homework for you guys, but it's the
Come
most
see
glorious
us on this Friday night at Marines Memorial Theater. You'll
doing
your
live
ass
Dumb
out.
People Town with Chris Red, Amy Mann,
a
and,
good show.
and Ted
Leo.
Leo doing
Good show.
music. So
Love it.
we've got a
Then you'll know where you need to park, and then you'll know where
Don't
you
leave.
need to go.
Don't leave.
for
There's
a whole
literally
week.
so many hotels right around that theater. You could just stay there for a week.
The
if you're in
following
San
Saturday
Francisco,
night,
the following
you'll-
Saturday night, you're going to go see the Honeymoon podcast.
on
which
Friday
night,
on
you go to the Swedish American Music Hall and come to my live album release. But if you don't live in San Francisco, you could just buy the album and pretend you were
in
there.
the album release, are you going to do a little crowd work and whatnot and do
Yes,
that?
I'm doing an all crowd work show
Okay.
for the album release.
Fantastic.
And I'll be at the DC Improv the weekend after that, so we really have you hooked up.
Where can they find all of your dates?
MosheKasher.com.
Go
him out.
check it out. This dude's the best. Thank you so much for joining us. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Star Bands Audio, a podcast network.